Hey tribe, how are you guys doing today? We are live. Uh, Dawna here with Transformational Healing. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about spiritual tools. And as we decide to start this live, you guys get my beautiful train going by. So we're all just going to take a little ride, a little journey on the train as it goes by. And I know it's louder depending on what mic I use. Oh well. So I want to know how everybody is doing today. Some of you guys are already posting in the chat, and that is amazing. So let me know when you come on. Let us know that you're here. If you have a favorite spiritual tool that you use, let me know what that is. Different types of spiritual tools and how I think about spiritual tools, and things that I've learned over decades of practice about tools and needing tools versus not needing tools versus what are important tools, at least for me, and what I've noticed important tools are for some other people. Um, So let's see who is here already. Rachel is here, of course. She says that she has her hot tea in her mug. Me too. Got tea today. Earl Grey today. What are you guys drinking? And her candles and incense is burning. And she is ready for her weekly check-in with herself. I love that she has set this up for herself as like a weekly ritual to come in. And I feel bad on the Sundays that I can't make it because we're having a crystal show or traveling and other things. So she's going to have to just do those ones on her own. Terry Owen says she made it. We're so glad that you're here, Terry. That's awesome. And Rachel is also excited that Terry's here. So they're chit-chatting back and forth. So I see that at least one other person is here. If you know how to write in the chat and you feel like writing in the chat, let us know that you're here. So what do you guys have that you use as spiritual tools that you believe are important spiritual tools? Let's start off with physical things, tangible things that you can actually hold in your hand. So athames, wands, pendulums, divination cards, tarot cards, herbs, crystals, all the kinds of physical things, feathers, chalices, candles. What sorts of things do you guys use as your favorite spiritual tools or your go-to spiritual tools, and why do you choose those tools? And how do you see using them? So Rachel is saying, I was super lucky to have had you blow my mind on this subject when I was in my early 20s. Oh, see, I ruined her. So I've never since forgotten that I am my most important tool. Yep. And see, Terry already knows too. So she says what Rachel says. See, that's what I get for putting out my articles and my blogs and all that sort of stuff. But those will be coming out throughout this week too. And that's my point. So it's not that I don't use tools. I sell tools in the shop. I mean, all of the herbs and the spiritual goods and the different products that I sell in the shop are tools. And they are important, but you yourself, your mindset, your mindfulness, your intention, your focus, being centered, mindful, grounded, energy centered with that focused intention, that energy, you are your most important tool. So you can use all the tools all you want, but if you're not focusing your energy or using that tool to focus your energy and your intention in the proper way, then you may not be able to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to work on. So that's my point when it comes to talking about tools. But I also want to talk about how you can use those tools, how to use those tools to help you focus your intent, how to burn a specific incense for love or for protection and know that it's going to work for you because you're putting that proper intention in and you're doing things in a way that's going to draw the energy to you and you actually believe it's going to work. That's the biggest part. So you can have the intention, but if the whole entire time the back of your mind is going, that's never going to work, it's never going to happen, you have that problem. So you need to work on yourself as your spiritual tool the most so that we can learn how to use all these other spiritual tools. So Rachel says, I have my winter obsession in my mug, chai. So Rachel, is it actually chai or did you turn the detox herbal tea into chai today? Because she has decided that my detox tea blend makes a very good chai if you add a little milk to it, which I had never thought to do, but she's probably so correct. Rachel says, as I get older, I've started to see how other tools can really help to remind me and keep me focused and aware. Yeah, and that's my point about tools. The tools help you to stay focused. I did not put it in my pocket, but so, a pouch like this, every time you see it, every time you think about it, it renews the intention that you put into it when you created it. So if you keep your ritual about it, you keep your intention about it, every time you see it, it's renewing that intention. It's renewing that energy is going in that direction. So that's a pouch of crystals. And so it reminds you of what those things are for. And then there's other types of tools that we can use, like the planner sheets and all the printable things, or the affirmation cards or divination cards or different affirmations and things. You can use those tools to constantly remind you to focus on that positive energy, to focus on the balance that you want to achieve. So there's tools that you can use to work on you, and then there's tools that you can use to help focus the energy that you've achieved by working on you. So Terry says chai herbs are great for focusing magically and also great for physical gut health. I totally agree with all of that. And most of them are also good for manifestation too. So Rachel says, I am highly visual. So things like colors and herbs have become more important to me over the years. I would like to do more with crystals. I'm just less familiar with them than herbs. Crystals are amazing. I mean, both crystals and herbs have their inherent properties. So when we drink an herbal tea or we use an herb, it has those inherent properties in it. And crystals are the same. Typically, different crystals are used for different things. So citrine helps to boost energy and vibrancy and sunshine. Carnelian helps with creativity and fire and getting things going and self-esteem and self-confidence. Amethyst helps with dreams and visualization, third eye type things. But when you use the herbs or the crystals with intention, you take that to a totally different level. So it really helps your energy to vibrate at the level where the crystal is vibrating. That makes a little more sense. Or where the herb is vibrating. Try to see where this chat is at. And Terry is agreeing, yes, spiritual alchemy. Oh yeah, most definitely. So Rachel says she's just drinking chai today. Part of the reason for she had private messaged me earlier about something. She wants to know about, she wants me to do a video on how the female moon cycle affects other forms of detoxing and if you should use them concurrently. So she wants if it's good to drink things like detox tea when your body is doing its natural detox cycle for moon time with the moons. And in my opinion, it depends on how strong or how mild those things are. I'd have to think about it and see other things that she'd experienced because a lot of the things in that detox tea, although they help with detox, are actually good to build as well. So it might be okay. I'd have to look through all the ingredients before I can actually answer that specific of a question. But normally that's where some of the thoughts come behind, like not going into the sweat lodge because you are already cleansing. So not going into the lodge when you're bleeding. And a lot of those things are made up for other reasons, but some of them are true. Your energy can be a little less when you're on your moon cycle. So I'll definitely work on a video for that for you, Rachel. Do a little bit more research, and I might actually ask Terry to join me on that to answer that question a little bit better, because I know she also does a lot of work with the herbal stuff, so we might together be able to answer that question a little better. We might put up a combo video if I can get her to do that with me. What do you think, Terry? Let me know. And Rachel's saying that she's appreciative to Terry to telling her that chai herbs are good for focus. So Terry wants to know, what crystals do I like for simplicity? Simplicity. What exactly do you mean by simplicity? Being able to see if you can explain what you mean by simplicity, because that word is not coming to me as, I mean, there's things that you can use that are simple, that, like that, but simplicity as an action, I'm trying to come up with what exactly you mean by that. Are you meaning trying to pare down things to make a simple life? There's lots of different ways to look at that. So let me know exactly what you mean by that. Rachel is saying her dream team is Terry and Dawna for the win, and Terry agrees she'll do a video with me on that. So we will work on that. It might not be this week, maybe next week. We'll try to get that. Oh, single-mindedness of focus. Focus, fluorite. Fluorite is my go-to focus crystal for most things, and it works really, really well. I like the little tiny points for that, but those little octahedrons, the little tiny octahedrons, are great for making a grid. So if you wanted to make a grid for focus, you can put whatever crystal you want in the middle, and then the little tiny octahedrons, the fluorite around, or just carry a fluorite in your pocket. But I do prefer, for some reason, for the focus, to use the points instead of the tumbles when it comes to carrying it on you for focus purposes. And maybe that's just because in my mind, a point is more linear and it helps to focus down on that. A little more laser beamish than a round tumble. But the tumbles are good for feeling, for tactile, and perhaps maybe one that's more like a soapstone shape or worry stone might help if you're a really tactile person. Something like the ones that have the indent, like the worry stone, might be really good for you to have in your hand with focus, to use in one hand while you're writing with the other, something like that, or during meditation, because it's just more tactile to help you stay there for focus. So that should definitely help. So, who else out there has some favorite tools that they want to chit chat about? What other types of tools do you guys like to work with? Rachel is saying, I never considered how the shape of stones might be used to further boost my intention. Oh, yes, most definitely. With crystals, I do most crystal work intuitively, but a lot of my grid work, if things have 1 point or 2 points, the direction that you put them, are you trying to draw energy? Better put my tea down. So if you're using crystals with points and you're trying to pull energy in to focus on a center crystal, you want all the points to point in. If you're trying to radiate out healing energy from a center place, you want the points going out. If you're using like a larger crystal, and that crystal beams healing, and you have that crystal intended to beam healing energy towards a person, you want it pointed in the direction of that person. So say if you live on the East Coast and the person's on the West Coast, you want the direction of that, you want it to point west, just so that it's in the general direction of that person if you're using a pointed crystal. You don't ever have to use pointed crystals to send healing energy, or to send any type of energy, but sometimes as a tool, it helps us to focus and to beam the energy in the direction of that person because the crystal's pointing in that direction. And to me, especially the people who are more tactile, the different types of stones will feel different. So if you're wanting something that is soothing to you, soothing to your energy, you're going to want a stone that is more like a worry stone or a soapstone or something that is smooth to the touch versus a rough stone. So even for a protection crystal, say, if you're going to use a black tourmaline for protection that you're going to carry on you in your pocket, you may want to get a tumbled version or any type of cut and polished version of black tourmaline versus a rough sheryl, because the roughness in your pocket, if you're going to want to be touching it all the time, you're not going to want to get slivers in your hand from touching it, and you might want to touch it because it helps you feel grounded, earthed, centered, and protected. So if you're touching it all the time to make some anxiety go away and using it as a dual purpose, you're going to want something that's more smooth versus rough. So Terry's saying she also didn't know that either. Thank you, Dawna. Yeah, it just depends. There's a lot of times when I absolutely love to use tumbled crystals. Crystals in my pocket are typically tumbled crystals. All the ones that are in this are tumbled. So they don't always have to be, points. But sometimes natural points are wonderful. Sometimes cut and polished is good. But depending on how they're cut and depending on what crystal it is will depend on how the energy is focused. So a point can help narrow or focus down energy directionally. And then you have the, pyramids or octahedrons, different shapes. The Merkabas will help to represent like our energy. They're meant for traveling and journeying, and it's a 3D pyramid up and a 3D pyramid down. So it is our body. If you look at Da Vinci's picture of man and you line everything up with sacred geometry, it all lines up. And so when, to me, this is something that I teach in all my different chakra and energy healing classes and things. Chakras are the energy centers of your body, and there are 7 of them. And the center of those would be your heart chakra. So we say when we're grounded and centered, it's that your energy is actually here and that you're heart centered, you're mindful, you're aware of things, and you're radiating out energy from your heart. That's heart centered. And it's the place where most people do most of their magic from. Do all of their healing work from. You should never be using your energy to do healing work. It should be the energy that comes from life force, universal life force, and it gathers in your heart, comes down your hands and goes out. Comes down your arms, goes out your hands. So there are tools that you can use to help you focus that. And they could be visual mental tools by learning things in a class. They could be books. Books are tools because you're learning things there. They're helping you to focus. Your journal can be a tool because it helps you learn the progress of where you've been. And the different crystals can work with different tools. Well, that Merkaba, if all of your chakras are aligned and open and centered, your body becomes the 8th chakra to me. And that chakra looks like the Merkaba. And that's how you can you have to be aligned and centered in order to do different types of visualization work, journey work, dreaming work, all those sorts of things, all those energy works. Grounding and centering, meaning heart-centered, is the place where you need to be with everything clean and aligned in order to do the work that you're really trying to manifest. So all of those things that we learn, all of those things that I teach, they're all tools for your toolbox. So tools aren't necessarily always just those crystals and the candles and the athame. Tools are all the things that we learn, and learning how to incorporate them into a mindful daily practice to achieve whatever balance it is that you're looking for is important. So Rachel says, I'm mostly a kitchen witch, and a big part of why I was so excited to get your new Healing Path bundle. I know that is going to help me to better understand, work with, and expand my pantry. Oh yeah, some of the sheets that are in there will really help you with that. And I know that you really enjoy to do yoga and guided meditations and things, and I put all of that in the Healing Path one versus the Witchy Path bundle. So, but as you know, I guess I'm a combination of a lot of things. So people, have asked me, what kind of witch are you? And I'm like, everything. I guess that doesn't answer the question. I do a lot of kitchen witch stuff, obviously. I mean, you guys see me cooking with herbs, talking about intentional cooking. I make all kinds of salves and herbal remedies and tinctures and all of those things, and cooking, lots of kitchen witchy stuff. But I'd also be considered a hedge witch. I do a lot of shamanic work in my healing work, and all of those kinds of things as well. And then there's so many other things, green witch. Well, I'm always using things from outside. I'm always using herbs. They all kind of overlap with each other for me. See, it's like putting names on boxes. I just do whatever it is that I do for what feels right in my practice. But yeah, a little bit of everything. Rachel's also saying she'd love more collaborative videos with Terry and I explaining a lot of the different herbs or plants in more detail. We can try to work on that. I also have a couple of amazing collabs coming up with different people. someone who specializes in doing bath bombs. We're going to do a collab together pretty soon, and talk about moon energies in baths, and talk about probably the differences. We haven't defined exactly, but the differences between using, bath bombs and bath salts and other ways that you can do all the different kinds of ways you can do bathing rituals with moon cycles. So we're going to have a nice video on that. And I'm working on another collab with someone who does mindfulness movements. So stretching and exercise and physical body things, different types of movement routines, and how that affects your energy, your intention, and your mindfulness. So may include a little bit of yoga or some different types of things like that. We're going to have a meeting next month to chit chat about that. So that'll be something to come up with too. Justin is here, and Justin says, I really need to start doing the guided meditations to help with my focus now that school is back in the semester. Yeah. Justin, something else I do besides guided meditations is that when I'm working and I need to focus with different distractions in the house, is that there are a lot of really good playlists on Amazon Music for Amazon Prime, if you guys have that, or on YouTube. You can get some of the longer videos that won't interrupt with a commercial, because that can be totally unfocusing. But like focus music, like they'll have different types, like classical, nature, new age, focus music. But there's a lot of video, not necessarily videos, but just music. And if you do Amazon Prime, you don't have a video attached. Your phone can even go to sleep and it would be playing music just off like this. And putting focus music on really, really has made a difference if you find one that works for you. So that might be something you might want to look into too. So guided meditations to help you focus down on what you're working in, but when you're starting to do the work, putting on focus music to keep everything else away and out might really help with that. Terry said, I didn't order my bundle yet because traveling, but I enjoyed all the teasers here if appropriate. Yeah, there's a lot of teasers going on. If you're on the email list, I just put out a new coupon for you guys that expires tonight at midnight, and the Healing Path bundle, and we made affirmation cards for the Healing Path, the Witchy Path, and the Self-Care Path. So those are all new in the shop. So they're 25% off until next Friday because they're new. But the coupon for the VIP tribe is an extra discount on top of that 25% off, and that will expire tonight. So Terry, if it was the Healing Path one that you might be interested in, you might want to grab it tonight because you're going to get 25% off plus an extra % off on top of that if you grab it tonight with that coupon code. And it just downloads straight onto your computer right away. So if you don't have the computer, I could try to figure out how to send it to you later. Let me know. Terry's saying, an alchemical witch. Well, there's that. You are definitely skilled at working with changing energies. Well, that's true. And working as a catalyst. That's what I try to do, is to try to help people shift and help people change, and I don't know, just get onto their path where they need to be. Rachel is commenting at Justin because he's, watching the video, that he's sneaky because he commented on here. Justin said, I try and use the instrumental music because I can't focus on reading if there's any talking going on that I can hear, but my mind can't tune it out to focus. My mind cannot tune it out to focus on the reading. Oh, so are you listening to, even when you listen to the the instrumental, it's still bugging you, or is the instrumental working? I definitely cannot do words. If I'm trying to read and focus on words, I can't do anything that has words in it. It's more, I really like the 432 hertz music, even though that's supposed to be more for like sleeping and earth rhythm that I put in on my sleeping meditations. It also totally just helps me. It helps with meditation, but it also just totally helps me zone in on what I'm working on. So that binaural 432 hertz is what really works for me the best. So Terry says, good info. And I do have my computer with me. Yeah. If that's the one you want, then you want to get it tonight. Well, you got that. The coupon code is in your email if you're still on the email list. So I think there may be one other person here. I don't know. So are there any tools that you guys want to know more about, that you'd want me to do videos on more specific tools? Or are there any other types of people that you guys would like to have visit the channel so that you can learn more about other types of things that will help all of you come back to balance? Because that's what my focus is here, is to help educate people so that they understand where they're at and what types of things that they can use to help pull themselves back to a place of balance for them, which is a constant work in progress. We're always working on being in balance. It's not like this end desired goal, it's a constant walking of the path, and the path meanders, and the path moves, and it twists and it turns, and that's the experience of life, the experience of being mindful and living in the now, and being able to experience being here on earth and being human is all about meandering that life path for yourself, and everybody's path is different. And that's kind of the awesome part about it. So being able to cross paths with people or brush onto people's paths and help them, especially if they feel like their path is kind of moving more this way, but all of a sudden they're all the way over here. That to me is them being off balance because some type of trauma or incident or something happened and they got knocked off what they think their path is. And maybe they'll find that they need to be on a new path, or that they are on a new path, which is always awesome. But if you're not feeling like you're balanced and being able to be mindful, then that's the point where, I say coming back to balance, because it's more a sense of striving towards balance. So, I am going to Justin says that the instrumental focus music works, and I have that kind of music on my headset specifically for that. That is awesome. I'm glad you found some. And Rachel says, Terry, seriously, with the email code, it is a total steal. It is, but you guys got to grab them within the first 36 hours of when I release them if you want to get that awesome discount. So you never know. They might be, a product spotlight someday, and you guys with emails know that I'm starting to do discounts every Thursday for whatever our product spotlight is. All kinds of other little things to try to give you guys time to get and chances to get things at lower costs. And it's not something that I can do all the time, continually all the time, because try to keep the business afloat as well. But trying to give everyone a break at any point that I can, and trying to give you as many tools as I possibly can to help all of you feel more balanced, to feel more organized, and to kind of do a little bit of that shadow work, and going through and answering some of the questions that are in those planners. Things are to get you to think, to things to get you to look at those thoughts that come into your mind and how can you rephrase that negative self-talk into a positive affirmation. How can you take those limiting beliefs that you have and recognize them for what they are and turn them into something positive, so you can change your thought process about that. And mindfulness truly is the key to all of that, mindfulness and intention. So it really will help. So Terry says, looking out the window here is the mountains blown wide open by the depth of earth magic. Outside the window, I think you were heading towards Chicago. You can't be in Chicago and seeing mountains. So where are you? Or are you traveling to where you're going and that's why you're seeing mountains? So I get slanted sunshine. You guys can see that the sunshine coming in is slanted, but yeah, I get to see blue skies. Very cold and windy, but beautiful, clear blue skies. We had a little bit of a dusting of snow again last night, but we have not been getting all of the snow that poor Western New York has been getting. And definitely not the amount of rain that has been hitting the West Coast and the dangerous storms that have been coming across the South. As of right now, the Albany, close to New England area of New York, has been, we've had some storms, we've had cold and things like that, but as of right now, as we knock on wood, we haven't been getting that chaosy switch. I'm expecting a big snowstorm to hit sometime soon. I mean, we've gotten, a little bit of snow. We had a couple of snowstorms come through that were really good, but pretty much they all keep, like, maybe they're hitting the Appalachians and then getting caught. So they're coming close up, but they're not quite slamming in. It's like in Albany, we're between mountains. So it just kind of depends. Terry is in Colorado right now. Now there you would definitely be seeing mountains. And when I'm talking about the mountains on either side of Albany, like the Berkshires coming through and, the other part of the Appalachians coming through, it's not those types of mountains. I have been to Colorado and holy moly. So, in the younger years of my life, I used to enjoy mountain climbing quite a bit as part of my exploration of myself and exploration of the world around me. And for New England, I have to think about New York. I don't think it's New York, but all of New England right now, I have climbed to the highest peak in each state. In Rhode Island, it was a little joke. We got to drive over the highest point of Rhode Island. We didn't even have to walk and get out of the car. But I've, climbed to the top of each of the mountain peaks, including Arcadia in Maine and Washington in New Hampshire, and just keep going down. So that was fun. But when we went out to Colorado when I was in college as part of my wildlife management in the field class, we went out to the Rocky Mountain National Park and did some mountain climbing out there. And we didn't even climb a quarter of the way up the mountain. And I was 3 times higher than I had ever climbed on any of the mountains out in the east. So I thought that was fun. But it really does put things into perspective to be out in nature. So if you, even in the winter time, if you're not like me and don't like, I'm really an inside person. So, but if you can manage to get outside, go outside and experience that, or go on a vacation, or wait until spring and get outside and totally immerse yourself in the land. It really makes a huge difference on perspective, and it helps you to pull yourself to that mindful place and pull yourself into that heart-centered place to be able to connect to everyone and everything when you can totally connect yourself to nature. It's one of the easiest ways to do it. And I think that's why one of the easiest ways for people to visualize grounding and centering is to be like a tree, because you can reach up to the center of the universe like the tree lives and reach down like a tree. And it's easy to be a tree. So, Sadia is here. She's sending hearts. You're going to have to catch the beginning, Sadia, and let us know what some of your most important tools are, or what you've learned about tools after you watch the beginning part of the video. I think that there's like a bazillion trains going by. I'm hearing them going this way. I'm hearing them going that way. You guys can still hear me, or should we cut off for this week? Oh, Rachel says, hi, Sadia, missed you. So you're getting a shout out, Sadia, from Rachel. Maybe the train's going. See, Rachel tells me that she likes it best when I do my videos at home, down in the little shop with the essential oil bottles and everything down at my desk. And I like the lighting in the studio here, or the healing room here at Star and Splendor, so much better. But she is absolutely correct. At least at home, I don't need to deal with trains. And you guys can hear me fine. Okay, great. So that is awesome. Yeah, it's one of the longest. I'm actually very happy to see the trains moving. That means that there is stuff moving to different places and where it needs to go. That's a good thing. So, what else? Other types of questions do you guys have about tools, or about learning how to recognize things that are tools? Like I said, would you think of a guided meditation or a book or a class or something like that? Would you have thought of that as a tool for your toolbox? Or when you think about tools, do you think mostly about those physical things that we started talking about in the beginning? Because to me, anything that I can learn, anything that I can experience, anything that I can even learn through someone else's experience by helping them get through whatever those things are, is something to add to my toolbox. So, and I know that maybe some of the things that I do are not the things that you guys are focused on. Everyone that seems to be chit-chatting on the live right now probably would fall into this category. But if you're watching this on the replay, or you're someone who hasn't chatted in, make sure that you add your comments in afterwards so we can talk about different types of tools. Or if there's other things that are tool-like, or other topics that you'd like to have videos done on, then definitely let me know that you want to have videos done on those things, and we can work on that. Or I can find someone to come in and do a dual video with, so we can do that too. But for me, so many different things are tools, because I help people with so many different aspects. It's the physical healing aspect, the energy healing aspect of herbs and of energy, and also the spiritual stuff, because I live my life all around like that. doing the spiritual things and the hedge witchy things and the kitchen witchy things, or as Terry said, the alchemy witchy things. I don't know. It's just part of who I am. It's part of what I do on a daily basis. So unless I actually think about it to break things down, something that I may look at and say, well, yeah, of course, you just do X, Y, Z. Some of you guys might be like, yeah, but how do you do that? How do you know to do that? How do you break that down? And so if there's little things that you want to know, it could just be second nature to me. And that's something that I would gladly teach you guys about. So you just need to let me know what those little things are that you're like, well, how do you do this all the time? Just ask, that sort of thing. Because it might be something that has become over 30 years second nature to me, because it was something that was taught to me when I first started in my 20s. So, oh, I didn't just say that. I did just say that out loud. Those two numbers together, it's getting real close. So, Rachel's saying, when you say it, it seems obvious that the videos and such would also be tools, and yet I never thought of them in those terms. Well, right. And that's what I mean by, your toolbox. My toolbox is huge. I've had lots of different teachers and lots of different clients and students, and I've learned things from all of those people. And so, and thousands of videos and thousands of books and articles and informations and experiences and in-person classes that I've taken with lots of different instructors and teachers and all over the US. Trying to think, no classes outside the US that I've done with that. But, traveling to Mexico and going to some of the sacred sites and things like that, got a little bit of that in my toolbox too. And those are things that I would love to, be able to share if there's things that you might need assistance with. So all of those things to me are my toolbox, because your toolbox is everything that you know and have access to. And how you use those things and how you mindfully, with intention, put energy in to make magic is how you make the magic happen. Because remember that magic is mindful intention in action. So, do you want to use physical tools like crystals and incense and candles and spell jars or spell bags to focus that intention? That's awesome. It works. Those things help you to focus your intentions, remind you of the intentions, and to keep them at the forefront of your mind so that your spell work can work. And if you just want to put out things like prayers or petitions and lighting a candle, that works too. It's all about how you best focus your intentions. That's how magic works. And putting in the action. So you can't just, say something but no action and no actual belief. Not going to work. But intention, mindfulness, action, and it will work. So learning that all of those things that are around you can be tools, because they're helping you learn and they're helping you focus your mindset. They're helping you realize what you think and what you believe, because what you think and what you believe can be your biggest asset or your biggest blockage when it comes to manifesting the life that you want and manifesting the life that you really desire in your life. I'm going to take another sip. So think about tools in a different way. Think about all of the amazing things that you already have in your toolbox that you didn't realize We're part of your toolbox. And expand that a little bit. Watching videos that I put up or videos that other people put up, different visualizations, different things that you can get from doing all sorts of different guided meditations and writing them in your journal. Your journal is like an inventory of your toolbox if you use it properly. It will show you all of the amazing growth using those printable sheets from the printable bundles. Some of those will be able to put into binders and create things for yourself so that you can see all of your growth, so that you can see all of those tools that are in your toolbox. And we're going to talk more about tools this week as we go through. The different posts for the week will be focused on tools, but also tomorrow is Appreciate a Dragon Day. So for all of you dragon lovers out there, you know I'm also a dragon lover. So there will be some extra special goodies arriving in your email box later on tonight for that. And if you guys keep an eye over on the website, you'll see that dragons really, really like things that smell and things that burn. Hint, hint. So definitely pop on over there. But that'll start, later on this evening and through tomorrow. There'll be some fun dragon-like things going on over on the website, so go check that out. So our themes for this week going through are learning about tools, learning about how to take care of your most important tool, and being able to focus your energy and focus your intentions on getting the things that you want. So, Rachel says, Dawna, you are in my toolbox. That's pretty funny. And I guess I just blew her mind with that idea of how big your toolbox can possibly be. It's all about perspective. So, if you wanted those printables and you're on the email list, get them purchased before midnight tonight. If you're on the email list and you want to know how to get the special discounts that are coming out later tonight for dragons, keep an eye on that inbox there. And if you're going, what's all this email and inbox information, and you're watching on the replay and you are not yet in the Transformational Healing Tribe VIP email list, you want to make sure that you go to transformationalhealingbydawna.com. I will put that right here. If I can type and talk at the same time, I'm having Justin's issue. Transformational, see, I had to say the same thing. Transformational Healing by Dawna.com/tribe. There you go. So, you should be able to go there and get onto the email list. It gives you bonus coupons, bonus sales, all kinds of cool extra information each week about things and different product spotlights, different blog articles that are coming out, sometimes special recipes that I send out to everyone. So it's a lot of fun. Most people seem to like it, and we will go from there. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you're able to stay warm and safe in the winter and in all these crazy storms that are going on everywhere. Make sure you put in the comments of the video, especially watching on the replay, if there's any types of videos that you would like that will help to add to your toolbox of all of the things that you know or want to know. Pop them down there so I can get new videos out for all of you. And make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell so it notifies you when we go live, which is usually every Sunday at 2. And I've been trying to put out new videos every Tuesday. And we do our Throwback Thursday videos on Thursday, which lets you know of things that we've been talking about for the topics, older videos that are still relevant today that will definitely help you as you look forward. So, Sadia is saying, missed you too, to Miss Rachel. And Terry is saying, thanks, Dawna, you too. So, and if you have someone that you know that I chit chat with that you want live on the channel, put them in the comments down below too. So let me know, and we'll get some extra videos with extra fun guests onto the channel. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. Many blessings to all of you. And make sure that you go listen to those guided meditations. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.